Hi, thanks for your interest in Multunus. This video is a 100,000 feet overview of our company, more specifically, why we exist, how we achieve our mission, and finally, what we do on a daily basis. Let's start with the why. We exist for one primary reason, and that is to help entrepreneurs succeed. Entrepreneurs and their activities are a critical determinant of the level of success, prosperity, growth, and opportunity in any economy. We worked with dozens of entrepreneurs in the past. The rest of this video and the rest of the series is an attempt to share with you what we've learned, what methods work best when working with startups, and why we think we've got what it takes to make entrepreneurs succeed. Let's move on to the how. At the core, it's basically a mindset of what we call deliberate discovery. What that means is that we are consciously trying to increase our awareness of the many unknowns that lie out there. Let's look at this definition of a startup from Eric Ries. A startup is a human institution designed to create a new product or service under conditions of extreme uncertainty. Considering that the environment is extremely uncertain, the first thing that we can do is to accept that fact and try to actively discover the bad stuff that's out there. The good news is that if we find those things early enough, we've still got enough runway to release and iterate the product and make it successful. So how does deliberate discovery work on a day-to-day basis? Well, it boils down to three things really. Building a culture of courage, mindfulness, and constant improvement, adhering to or sometimes creating processes that are best suited for the job at hand, and thirdly, using the most relevant and contemporary technologies and tools out there. Let's start with culture. The following aspects of culture help us to achieve our mission. Interdependence. In our world, the customer is a part of our team, and hence we depend on her for what she's best in, whether it's domain knowledge or other specific details about the product idea. It should now be obvious that the team inside Multunus works as a cohesive unit to create a nice blend of talent and skills that's required to build complex products. Lean thinking. This is a concept that was pioneered by Toyota. The central concepts here are waste identification and elimination. Waste happens when we consume more resources than necessary to achieve our goals. 7 types of waste have been identified, including transportation, inventory, and defects. Lean thinking heightens awareness and gives a whole new perspective on identifying waste. Once the waste is identified, previously hidden opportunities to eliminate them also get discovered. And all of this helps in continuous improvement of efficiency. Systems thinking. Missing the forest for the trees is a common problem. While building a product, however, this can be fatal. Therefore, it's critical to maintain a macro perspective of the whole product during the product development process. This helps in creating a user experience that is seamless and fluid. It is also essential for ensuring that enough attention is being paid to the business model around the product. Theory of constraints. This concept was born out of a book called The Goal by Eliyahu Goldratt. The idea is that almost any system is limited from reaching goals by a very small number of constraints. And there's also a process to identify the constraint and to restructure the rest of the team around it. For example, on a typical software team, the programmers are the constraint. All of the other activities, such as requirement analysis, design, and testing, are much less time consuming than writing working code. So everyone else on the team ensures that the programmers are never kept waiting for anything. To learn more about how this is exactly done, make sure to watch the collaboration video to find out how we work around this particular constraint. Moving on to process, let's start with extreme programming. Extreme programming, or XP for short, is a set of values, principles, and practices. It's an agile methodology that is unique in its focus on maintaining low technical debt. Technical debt is a concept that is explained in more detail in the sustainable engineering video. XP is quite central to the way we do things here at Multunus. So let's take a deeper look at it. The box on the right shows a list of practices that form extreme programming, and the box on the left lists various concepts that is the foundation for the various practices. As you can see, the list of practices is quite extensive. We've been practicing XP at Multunus for a few years now, and we can tell you from direct experience that all of those practices mesh so well together that we never end up feeling the weight of the process. Instead, there's a sense of calm that prevails, a mind like water. Kanban comes to us from the lean thinking world. Again, an idea from Toyota. Kanban tells us exactly how much time it takes for a unit of work to go from an idea to running code in production. Beyond that, it also gives us tools such as work in progress limits to bubble up constraints in the workflow. Finally, it encourages the team to maintain a continuous flow of updates through the system, thereby making continuous delivery much more feasible. Which brings us to the last item in this section, continuous delivery. As the term indicates, the idea is to continually update new features in production. At Multunus, we do this at least once every couple of days. This requires a very high level of automation in the deployment workflow in everything from testing to deployment. Make sure to watch the continuous delivery video to learn more about this. Technologies and tools. As of today, we specialize in Ruby on Rails, HTML5, JavaScript, Android, and iOS. More importantly, we test drive all our code, which means we're well versed with the host of test frameworks and tools out there. As with any good team, we'll move with the times, as and when better technologies are introduced. What we know will remain constant, however, is our commitment to automated tests and test-driven development. Thanks for watching. In the remaining videos, we'll explain how we convert all of these high-level ideas into working products.